Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dema, Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Wednesday. Forgot what day it was. August 20th, 2025. So we saw the selling continue from yesterday. It actually got really, really ugly at one point. But I was really on the idea that this dip was going to get bid back up. And we came down, we went right down to the 50% retracement. The S&P was down, I think, 65 and ended up closing just down 16. And we actually took advantage of this. When the S&P was here, I actually wrote some put credit. I didn't really put it into the room because it was very risky, and I took a very small position. But what happened was when we were breaking down, I'm going to go over to the SPY here because this will make it a little easier. But when we were right at the 636 level, I had said in the room to take the 635 puts and take the 637 calls. Now, the calls were for tomorrow because tomorrow is supposed to be based off of cycles and some other things that I follow. It's supposed to be a very bullish day. If it's not, then something else is really going on right now, and we have to get more on the defensive end of things. But it's supposed to, so that's why I was taking these the calls into tomorrow and some into Friday. But what we're looking at was when we were here, we took that. And I had put in the room, I said, I'm putting in an order to sell a market order once the spiders gets below 633. So here you can see we had the low as 62.95. That was 62.96. So we sold the puts for an $1,100 profit in the room. And now we have our calls that are, they dipped down a little bit, but when it was up at the 639, they were up another, $800 or $900. It dipped back, but they expire tomorrow. So this trade just from the room, if anybody wanted to close it, which I was saying we're up right now to close to $2,000 on the trade. The conservatives would just take it off the table. Other people would just let it run. So it ended up being a really good one. But the problem that was the IWM again, which really just got. At one point we're getting really clobbered, and once we started getting this drop right here at the 225, because in the morning notes I thought this was going to be the support because that would have been a double bottom for the RTI. And we actually took the 227 calls. I added to the 228 that expire in 8 days, but this thing kept going, and it climbed back. I would have really liked it to get up to the 226, but at late day we got a lot of people are pretty. The sentiment has just dropped like a rock. It's pretty crazy how just a week ago everybody was doing nothing but the bullish rain dance here, and it was not expecting anything on a downside move. And if you look at the Dow, though, I mean, from where we were, this isn't a crazy drop. But, like I said, sentiment has gone really, really sour. And it's primarily because of the NASDAQ, because a lot of people are very overweighted with the tech stocks. So that's really gotten clobbered. It did bounce back today, but at one point we're looking at it was close to a 4.5% drop in 2 days. So that's been, really the biggest weight that on this market. So, like I said, tomorrow, cycle-wise, we're scheduled to have a bullish open. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed on that, and if it's not. Or not a bullish open, just a bullish day overall. But if it's not, then we're talking about 2 days in 1 week where we're set to have some type of bullish day that went the other way. And again, then we start looking at lower levels and just shorten rallies. But right now, this did have the bounce that we needed. So tomorrow, if we can, if the S&P can break above the 64.18, I see no reason why it shouldn't come up somewhere up into the 64.40 and the 64.56. If that happens, we should see the spiders trading, because I held them. We should see the spiders trading someplace. I would, it's going to be all the way back at the 642, possibly even up to the 644. So if that happens, these trades that I'm holding on to would be really, really good winners. But as I said, nothing's guaranteed. We just got to, it's something that is anticipated for tomorrow. So the S&P made this support at the 50% retracement. Again, has to get above the 6420 level. As long as it does and it's not rejected, meaning that we pop up and then take it down. If we come up and then use it as support, then I'm expecting that we're going to make that move somewhere up near the 64.40 and the 64.55. If it can get above that, then Friday I wouldn't be surprised to see a move up to the 6,500 level. And if it gaps above it, that would give us our gap to new all-time highs fade trade, and I would take a short position from there because so far it's worked 100%. So that's that. If we head down, I mean, if we take out these lows, I would not be anticipating that we're going to be, it's going to bounce like we did, because we have this gap right here at the 63.41 level. So the only thing that could happen is if we have a big gap down that gets bid back up, where it's a little bit of a false breakdown. But me personally, I would not feel comfortable with that. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. So that's the support. 60 minutes where we bounced off of oversold levels there. We don't have any bullish divergences. So again, if we pop up here, then what I'm anticipating that would happen is we're going to come up and eventually take out these lows and possibly come all the way down to the 62.71 or close this gap at 62.50. So those would be the next support areas. But right now we just want to see if the bulls can get it above 64.26, anticipate a test of this high right here at the 64.57. So we did pretty good with the fund. I started buying back the quantum stocks. I mentioned that in the room. They're open. They're okay. Today they were a little bit of a hit, but what we did is I took a half a position, and today I started layering back into them. And these are the IWM calls that are in play, and this is the ones that are, we have a bunch of days on these, so it's not really that concerning if we go down. This is the one I'm holding right here. We finished up $4,079. So overall, good day. That a lot of that had to do with the SPX, but like I said, I didn't put it in the room just because if that support didn't hold, and I had it kind of hedged with a spider's put position that I closed once it started heading up on it. So it ate a little bit away from that profits, but this market was moving so fast that it wasn't something that I was really willing to put out there. I just put out the SPY trades. I put out add to the 228 August 28th calls, and that was really it. So let's just see what plays out tomorrow. But again, it was a decent day. It was not comfortable, no doubt at all, man, when we were dropping down that far, buying the dip, but I the support was there and things worked out. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Let's hope it's that bullish day, because I'm pretty lined up for it. If it's not, then we got to brush off. We have some wiggle room from a good day today, and we just turn around and close them out, and then we just look to really start shorting rallies. But I'm anticipating that we should, we could have a decent day tomorrow. So with that, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.